It will not take much time. The types of relationship. Now we'll take a look at this one. What is a relationship? That's what we have seen. Relationship is nothing but filtering when it comes to Power BI. Okay, relationship is nothing but filtering here. And the next one is, I'll take a look at the types of relationship now, and then if time permits, we'll see the other thing. Otherwise, we'll look at it probably in tomorrow's session itself. Why to Friday, right? So that there will be continuity. The types of relationship are something like you have something called one-to-many relation, one-to-one relationship, and one-to-many relationship, many-to-one. These two are more or less same, and many-to-many relationship. We have something else called many-to-many relationship. And and one-to-one, what is the example for one-to-one? Aadhaar card. Each citizen in India should have only one Aadhaar card, and each Aadhaar number should be assigned to and each citizen, right? And but very rarely we'll get one-to-one real-time scenario. And the next one is one-to-many. What is the example for one-to-many? A single employee can work on more than one project, right? A single employee can work on more than one project. Probably you would have seen while working with some software companies, right? Will be some 50% you would have built in some project, 50% you would have been built in other project. And the other example is, why don't you give some other example? One-to-many. A car manufacturer produces many car models. A single manufacturer produces many cars, right? And a customer can order more than one item. These are the example for one-to-many. And the next one is many-to-one, the opposite. What is the example for many-to-one? More than one employee can work in a project. Here I said as in a multiple single employee can work on more than one project, but here many employees can work on a project. Obviously, right? In a single project, many employees will be working on it, and more items ordered in a single order. The opposite thing, right? More items ordered in a single order. A single order can have more than one item. That is one-to-many. More items on a single, many-to-one relationship. Now the next one is many-to-one, many-to-many. This is the one thing you need to understand it thoroughly. Almost all the interviews of my students they attended, they ask this question. How do you, as part of data model, okay, what is many-to-many relationship? It occurs when multiple records in a table are associated with multiple records in other table. What do you mean by multiple records in a table associated with multiple records in other table? This is the one, right? Employee and project. This is the many-to-many relation. Example for an employee can work on more than one project, and each project get more than one employee. This is called your many-to-many relationship. This is one of the example for many-to-many relationship. And any other example for many-to-many relationship? Any other this one? The other examples are something like this one. Then something like this, right? In the call center, the employee and shift. Okay, an employee can work on more than one shift. Each shift can have more than one employee, right? This is another example for many-to-many relationship. And then so the example for now multiple records in a table or actually multiple records in another table. This is the example for this one. For example, in this case, employee ID, employee name. This is the primary key in this table. The project, we have another table called project. In this table, project ID is the primary key. The employee ID in employee table is the primary key here, right? This is the primary key, and here this is the primary key. So now the situation is, if I ask you to create a report, like I want you to create a report wherein I should have the employee name. I should be able to see the employee's name, which all employees working on which all projects. Okay, if I ask you, right, how will you find out? Here you have the employee name, whereas here project name is there. How will you find out which all employees working on which all projects. How will you know that? Here you don't have the employee ID here, and here you don't have the project ID. If you have the employee ID here, you can tell, okay, which employees are working on which project. If you have similarly, if you have the project ID here, you can tell which all employees are working on which project. You can tell that way. But here you don't have the project ID, here you don't have the employee ID. Okay, if I have the project ID, for example, if I bring in the project ID here, if I bring in the project ID and if I make it part of this table, right, what will happen? Let's say this guy is working on more than one project. He's working on SCA 01 and RA 01, comma, SCA 0. But this is violating the normalization rule. We have something called normalization rule. Normalization rule. As per that, each cell, each column should have only one value. You're not supposed to have two values. Either you can have SCA01 here, or you can have RA, but you are not supposed to have more than one value. Each column should have only one value. But the value name can, like I said, John, Joseph, Matthew. Single value can be a lengthier one, but it should not have comma and another value in it. That is against the normalization rule. Since we have more than one value here, it is against the rule. Okay, what is the alternative? Okay, I just store one thing here, and again I put 101 here, and project ID is RA01, and here put Rajendra Rajasekhar Sundara Pandian. If you put here, what will happen? 101 is the primary key here, right? This is the primary key here, and you cannot put duplicate here. It violates the rule. Okay. So here also the same thing. Employee ID also you cannot do the same issue. Okay. So what we are doing instead, we create a separate table. This is called a bridge table. Bridge table. In this case, what we are doing is, we keep all these employee IDs here. Okay. So, but this is the foreign key here. Foreign key of my employee table's employee ID. Okay. Because the employee ID, the values of the employee ID are coming outside of this table, the bridge table. From where it's coming? It's coming from employee table 101, 102. But here it is, you can have duplicate here. So this guy, 101 is working on more than one project. Project ID also, here the project ID is the foreign key, whereas here it is the primary key. This one and this one gets linked. In this case, it's a one side and this is many side. Okay, a single project ID can appear more than one time. A single employee can appear more than one time. One to many, one to many. You can introduce a bridge table to implement many-to-many relationship. It is also called as a weak relationship. Weak relationship. So in this case, what will happen is you need to create a bridge table. So what will you need to link this one? I need to link this one in order to generate a report wherein you wanted to display the employee name and their project name, right? So in that case, what will if you join these two, right? Rajendra Rajasekhara, comma, supply chain analytics. Again, his name will display and retail analytics is working in retail analytics. That's how it will display. But you cannot directly, join these two tables. First of all, you don't have any retail here, right? How will you know? So you need to have the intermediate table. So these two columns forms as a composite key. 101 SCA01, 101 RA01, 102 SCA01. This guy is working on this project. This guy, same guy is working on other project. Okay. And what we will do is in the tomorrow's session, we'll discuss in detail about the many-to-many relationship. Okay. And the bridge table. In the interview, if they ask you what is many-to-many relationship, you can tell them multiple records in a table or multiple records in another table. That is called a many-to-many relationship. And the classic example is employee and project. A single employee can work on more than one project, and each project can have more than one employee. This is a kind of a many-to-many relationship. It is a weak relationship. And in this case, we need to introduce a bridge table. The, bridge table, using the bridge table, we can navigate both the tables. For example, the employee, I have a separate table, and project has a separate table and bridge table. The bridge table will have both the employee as well as the project ID in it here. So that's how we create the bridge table. That's how we implement the many-to-many relationship. Anyhow, we will discuss this in detail tomorrow, and I will show you, how it works in Power BI desktop. Okay, implementing many-to-many relationship, how it is uh, helpful in terms of filtering the data and all. We'll see tomorrow, and also we'll take a look at the cross filtering and active and inactive relationship. And tomorrow we will complete the data model part. Okay. And next week, what we will do is we'll continue with the data visualization. This is the plan. Next week, we will try to cover the entire data visualization part, because 2 hours, right? And followed by the next weekend, if everything goes well, right? Followed by the next week, we'll start with DAX. That is the plan. DAX is the last part. Okay. Maybe, right, 2 to 3 weeks down the 2 weeks down the line, or 3 weeks down the line, we'll be in a position to wrap up the session. And on the fourth week, we will plan for the interview preparation, everything, resume preparation, everything for those people, the data analytics people, right? We'll prepare it. Any questions? Okay. You watch my video, but while watching the video, you will come across more questions. You can send the message to me. Is it okay tomorrow? Are you all okay tomorrow, or day after tomorrow is also fine? Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. Okay. Yeah, this week, what I think is right, we can have it tomorrow itself, right? Is it okay, Jigar? You are okay, right? Fine, fine. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm clear, Jigar, because okay, fine. Since the changes in the dates, right? Okay. Yeah, tomorrow itself. Yeah, I'm very clear. Okay, tomorrow, Thursday. Tomorrow itself we'll have it, so that there will be continuation. That is also the reason why I want to have it tomorrow, because we are talking about data model, right? Fine. All right. We will circle back tomorrow. Same time. The meeting invite remain the same. Okay.